Gamorrean God Mega Figure. This is a MOC by Alberto Micheli, also known as Albo.Lego. This MOC was released in July 2022 on Rebrickable. It consists of 3,111 bricks. If you want to buy the building instructions, you have to pay €8. Then you will get two PDF files. One of those files contains the building instructions for the build set, and the other file contains the instructions for the body. As you can see, this is simply a LEGO Star Wars Gamorrean minifigure scaled to huge dimensions. I hope Alberto won't get into trouble for using Disney and LEGO intellectual property for earning some money. He does really cool MOCs, and I want to be able to still get his instructions. Normally for MOCs I use Go bricks to keep the costs down while still having bricks in the best quality available. But right now it's quite difficult to get Go bricks because everybody wants to have Go bricks, and the company just can't produce enough of those bricks. That means I'm a lazy guy. I didn't want to put too much thought into getting those Go bricks, so I simply bought bricks by random Chinese companies. That means that not all of the bricks will have the best quality. I'm quite sure that some of those bricks are Go bricks, but it's only a very small percentage. There were even several bricks that weren't available in China. They weren't available at all, or they were out of stock, so I bought some Lego bricks at Bricklink. I got my bricks with 6 orders, I think. So this package over here was my first order, and it came from China. This is the biggest order with all those bricks by random Chinese companies. Those are, I think, 2,683 bricks in total, and I paid about €156 for them. Just let me get all those bricks out of the package, out of the box. Yeah, those are quite a lot of bricks. I think I paid for shipping $26. So it's quite a fair price, I think, for that many bricks. The cool thing is that most of those bricks, as you can see, are sorted by type. So I won't have to do that on my own. Only this huge bag over here comes with random bricks that I will have to sort before I start my build. All the other bricks are in individual bags, and there's only the same type of them inside those bags. That's really cool. But as you can see here, for example, the bricks come with quite huge injection holes. These are those little craters we often see on these Chinese bricks. That just looks ugly. I don't like it. I hope that we won't see them on the final build. I hope that we can cover those studs somehow. But I think I also saw some bricks which didn't have these injection holes. Yeah, have a look at those. That's way better. Or those one. These are great injection holes. But those craters over here, these injection holes are really ugly. Those injection points are way better. Okay, then my second order came from the Netherlands. These are 10 Lego bricks, and I paid for them I think about €3.50. No, it was €3, and €6 for shipping. The next order came from Germany. These are 107 bricks, also Lego bricks, and I paid €5 for those bricks and €2 for shipping. Here we got another order from Germany. This time I paid about €8.50 for 62 bricks and €4 for shipping. Now we got this little parcel over here. That did also come from Germany. Oh, can I open it with just one hand? Yeah, I can. And those are 10 bricks, which did me cost €1.50, about €1.50, and €4 for shipping. Yeah, that's all. And now we got one final order. That's again from the Netherlands. 53 bricks for about €3 and €6 shipping. So in total I paid €8 for the instructions, about €165 for the Chinese bricks and the Lego bricks combined, and all the shipping costs combined were €45. That's €218 for this huge amount of bricks. Well, then just let me sort those few bricks which I have to sort, and then I will start the build. I think I will start with the head. While sorting the bricks, I found proof for Lego also lacking quality these days. So we got these 2x8 plates in green, and I think this is an older one and this is a newer one. Over here you can see that the injection point on the stud is barely visible. Also, the Lego logo hides it very well. This must be a newer plate, because I'm used to those plates from the 90s that you can't see the injection points very well. And this injection point over here is immediately visible. It's lighter than the rest of the brick, and so you immediately see it. The Lego logo on the stud can't cover it at all. I wish they would go back to this quality standard. It was way better. I have been building for a while now, and I have already reached step 37. In this step we complete, what is it? The Gamorrean skull, I guess. So this is the construction we got so far, and I think later on we will put the face in front here, and on the sides there will be, his ears or whatever, and here's the back of his head. When we have a look now at the next step, we can see that the building instructions tell us to start building a stand for the head, but we don't want the stand because the head will be placed on the Gamorrean's body. I don't even have the parts for the stand. It wasn't in the parts list. So that means we have to skip some steps. Here you can see in step 67 the stand would have been completed, but we just continue with step 68 with placing those plates over here. And well, we just have to ignore that there is no stand in the middle. Step 69. In this step we have to place 4 of these 1x2 plates, and I have already placed 2 of them. One is here, the other one is here, as seen here and here, but I'm not able to place this plate and that plate over here because, as you can see, we don't have placed the plate underneath it on which we should with which we should interlock this 1x2 plate, because this plate modified was part of the stand which we didn't build. So this would be over here like this, but it's just levitating in the air, and this can't be right. So I will just leave out those 1x2 plates so far, and we will have a look at a later step or what we have to do. Step 74. In the step before, we have placed this whole black segment over here, and as you can see, there's a little gap which doesn't appear in the building instructions. We see here a black plate, the lowest one of those 3, which doesn't exist in our build, and the reason why is that the lowest plate just is a part of the stand, so we won't be able to place it. I think later on the gap will be covered, so that's no problem. But now we got another problem. First of all, we have to place this 2x2 tile plate, that's clear. But now you can see that we got 2 of those 2x2 inverted slopes and 2 of those 1x2 inverted slopes. The thing is that we don't have any 1x2 inverted slopes left in black. That's a bit strange, so that made me have a look at the instructions of the body, and here we can go to step 697. That's where they start to place the head on the body or modify the head a bit. And here you can see that it looks a bit different. So let's turn it around. And as you can see here, there are those inverted slopes, but they are sitting at this position. Let me just lay it here. And in the building instructions of the head, the slopes are sitting over here on this 1x1 brick modified over here. But of course we will follow this step here because we don't have those 1x1 inverted slopes, and later on we will have to it will have to look like this anyways, because we don't have a stand. So I think this is the way how it is supposed to be. Then let's go back to the other instructions. And yeah, you can see the difference. The 2x2 slope is just placed one stud next to where it is supposed to be according to this building instructions. And yeah, the 1x2 slope is missing. Step 78. It's very hard to see when to use reddish brown and when to use dark brown. I wish Alberto had marked every dark brown brick with a dB or something like that in the building instructions. So as you can see here, the big plate below is reddish brown and the plates on top are in dark brown. At least I think it's the case. It looks a bit different. And we have used brown plates before in our build here. And I really hope that I was correct in using reddish brown plates and not dark brown plates. And I hope I won't miss those reddish brown plates later on. Yeah, let's just hope everything is correct. Step 112. I think this is a good occasion to show you one of the problems when you use bricks by different companies. Have a look at this little segment I built here. You can see that there are different shades of green, but every plate should have the same color, but it doesn't. Sometimes it happens also with Lego bricks. I have built stuff with Lego and there were also different shades of one color. But well, here the problem intensifies when we even use different companies. And that's one of the reasons why I normally prefer to use Go bricks. They are very good with their colors. There aren't that big differences in between bricks. Well, let's just say the Gamorrean does have bad skin. Maybe he got pimples or whatever. Step 137. It might be possible that Alberto used an illegal building technique here. So we need to build these two little segments here, each with the help of one 1x1 tile modified with clip, then one of these bubble head things, whatever, I don't know what it is called, and a 1x1 brick modified. Okay, so when we combine all those bricks, the result will look like this. But the problem now is that this bubble head thing doesn't sit correctly in the clip. As you can see, the whole thing is tilted. And that's because the head of this thing is just a bit too thick. As you can see, the center point of the clip sits lower than the center point of the bar of this bubble head bar combination, whatever thing. We can place the head a bit differently on the clip, just like this. So now you can see that we didn't stick it in all the way. And that means that the thick part, the head, sits in front of the tile and so it doesn't interfere with it. But it also means that, yeah, the bar isn't completely connected with the clip. You see that just half of the clip is filled with the bar of this bubblehead, whatever thing. And, well, sadly, we have to go with this tilted solution because you can see when we place it here, or let's place before this which looks a bit more correctly thing in our build, and now you can see that it just doesn't fit in there because now the bubble head sits lower than the lowest part of our 1x1 brick modified. With this thing we shouldn't have any problems. It might look tilted itself, but at least it sits correctly in the build. I'm not 100% sure that this is a illegal building technique. Maybe just my bubble head thing there is bad quality. I can't remember from which company I bought it. Maybe it is even Lego. It is even Lego, but I'm not sure about it. But I don't believe that it's a quality problem. I think you are just not allowed to combine these two bricks like done here. So I believe it's an illegal building technique, but I'm not 100% sure about it. Step 153. A quite interesting building technique is used here. So we got these 2x3 bricks and these 4x4 plate modifieds next to them. As you can see, the upper studs of the plate modifieds look towards those bricks. And now we place a 2x4 plate on those studs of the bricks and the sidewards looking studs of the plate modifieds. I haven't done this before. It somehow looks a tiny bit bent, so I'm not sure if it is really an official building technique, but it's interesting nonetheless. Step 193. It seems like the bricks of one of my orders weren't counted correctly. I'm missing one of those 1x1 slopes. Our build should look like this, and mine looks like this. So you can see down here on the left side a 1x1 slope is missing. This will be part of the Gamorrean's face, so we will see it later on. It sits here like this, and now down here you can see the missing slope. It should look like the other side. Well, if I can't find a slope in my collection, I will have to order one at Bricklink. Step 200. Here is nothing much to say, but I just like how this huge part is used as the Gamorrean's chin. I think it's a part of a vehicle, maybe the top of a lorry or something like that. But now it's the Gamorrean's chin. That's awesome. Step 284. We have completed the head. And have a look at it, how awesome it is. Especially the face. The guy even got eyes, and I love his nose. It looks so funny. And his mouth. My favorite part still is the chin. He got such a huge chin. It's great. He got a leather helmet. It's just awesome. His horns. The only problem I had with this head is, well, I wanted to hide some of the injection points, and so I replaced some of these. Yeah, what are these? These rounded slope bricks down here, and well, I removed them and attached the one from that side to the other side and the other way around. That way I could really hide all the injection points down there. But the problem is that down here is so much pressure in the construction that when I removed those bricks and replaced them, that you see here where I produced some gaps between these plates and wedges. When I push too hard to re-interlock them, the problem is that then the wedge here and that one over here just pops off. So I think I will live with the gap. It's better than having here the gap than when those wedges aren't sitting right. But I don't think it's too much of an optical problem, and structurally it doesn't matter at all. By the way, this head is so massive you could kill somebody with it. It's great. But you can't stab somebody because those horns are quite soft, luckily. It's a peaceful Gamorrean. Well, okay, then now we have to continue with the other building instructions. So that means to build a body, we have to start again from step 1. Step 4. I get to know a new piece. This is a 2x2 brick modified with 2 ball joints and an axle hole, and according to Bricklink it is in use since 2012 and appeared in over 40 sets so far. I haven't seen it before, but I already like it. That's a cool piece of Lego we got here. Step 48. I think it's the hip of the mega figure that we are building right now, and here we got a good example for even Lego having problems with the colors. So these bricks, these purple bricks, are all Lego bricks, and as you can see, there is a discrepancy. The brick in the middle does have another shade of purple than the bricks on the sides. The same on this side over here, or over here, and over here. Yeah, even Lego isn't perfect. But as you can see here, there's even a bigger discrepancy with this brick in the middle, also here and on the other two sides. But this isn't a Lego brick. This is a brick by some Chinese company. Step 211. We have just finished the second leg, and now we want to connect it to the hip. And I just want to show you how the connection is done. So you can see we got this huge ball joint and this Technic axle, and this is the other side where those two things go in. So it's just like, oh, it's not so easy. It's connected just like that. And voila, the lower part of the body is completed. Sadly, because of the Technic axle, we can't move the legs. I don't know if this would be structurally sound if we just would leave out the Technic axle and only use the ball joint. Then we would be able to move the legs at least. But the building instructions want us to include the Technic axle, so I will do that. Step 243. In this step we have to place 6 of those 2x2 plate modified with claws, and it wasn't any problem to place those 4 plates in the middle here, but this and this plate, those 2 plates give me some trouble because we can't interlock them properly. So here's our build, and here are the gaps where we want to place those plates. And when we try that, we can see that they don't interlock properly. They are slightly tilted because the claws interfere with this wedge over here. It might work if we put it 2 plates higher, then there wouldn't be any problem. But yeah, 1 plate would be enough. When we put it 1 plate higher, then it would fit properly. But because we don't have this plate, it just has to fit a bit tilted over here. It looks strange, and it's prone to fall off again. Let's see. Maybe in the end I have 2 of those 1x2 plates left over, and then I will place them underneath those plates over here. Step 270. Once again we have the problem that 2 of those plates with claws don't fit properly. The last time we had this problem was when we were working on the Gamorrean's clothes on the front, and now we are working on the back part of his clothes. And you can see this plate and this plate are tilted. The same problem like before. Step 310. One of my orders didn't have enough of those wedges, so I'm missing right now both of these wedge types. I have used a lot of them, but I hope these are the last 2 which I need, and they are missing in my order. But luckily I have 2 spare ones left from one of the Lord of the Ring brickheads, and so I can use them now. Lucky me. The lower part of the body is completed now, and that means next stop, torso. Step 376. Once again I have a missing part. There were too few of these 1x4 bricks on lime in my order from China, but luckily this brick is used for the inner construction of the Gamorrean's torso, and that means it won't be visible in the completed build. So I can simply use a spare brick from my collection. I will use this blue 1x4 brick, and we won't be able to notice the difference when we have completed the build. Step 390. The guys in China who sourced my bricks for that one order messed up again. I'm missing 2 of those slopes here. Luckily, I have been recently sourcing thousands and thousands of those reddish-brown bricks because I'm planning to build a mock of a Star Wars sandcrawler, and so I can use these 2 parts which I was planning to use for my sandcrawler. I just have to remember that I need to order those 2 parts now again, because otherwise I will have the problem of missing parts when I'm assembling my sandcrawler. Step 395. We are closing this part of the torso with the help of plates. Like that. But I think it's quite an odd choice that in some step before we placed these grill-like slopes here on both sides. And I can't see any reason for that. Why didn't we just use, I don't know, tiles or plates or whatever instead? Why did we need slopes, and why even these grill slopes? Does it make any difference? I don't know. It seems strange to me. Step 397. The Chinese order is missing 2 more of those 1x4 bricks in lime. So that means, once again, I'm going to use blue 1x4 bricks. Step 457. There are really missing a lot of parts in this order from China. I had to steal now those 2 4x6 plates from my sandcrawler project. Step 459. One of the pieces we have to place in this step is this 1x2 plate. And I think the building instructions are a bit unlucky here. So you see, we got this 1x2 plate, and when we place it here, it's just flying in the air. So let's just lay it down for a moment and have a look at the next step, 460. And now you can see that this 2x4 plate will connect our 1x2 plate to the whole build. But first of all, we have to turn around the whole build. And that means that this 1x2 plate is now on this side. And now finally, we can connect it with this 2x4 plate. This isn't anything complicated, but you have to concentrate and, yeah, just to look what you're doing. Because it's always a bit annoying when you have to turn around builds while there are some parts which are not fully connected to the whole build. Step 468. I'm starting to get annoyed because the order from China is missing a part again. This time we are missing this 1x2 slope with cutout. And we will need the same part also in step 469. So we are missing this part 2 times. I only got it in white as spare part from one of my older projects, so this won't help because we need it in black. What I did now is that I opened this brickhead set and I used some parts from the Moana brickhead to recreate this thing. So what we will do is use a 1x2 plate and put this 1x1 slope on the plate. When we do this 2 times, we get more or less the same as this one. It's not completely identical, as you can see. But it will do for now until I can order from Bricklink 2 of those slopes with cutout. Sadly, this will take almost a week because there are holidays in between where the postal service doesn't deliver packages. Step 527. I have just married the torso with the lower part of the body, and astonishingly this was done quite easily. I feared that I will have problems with that, but no, everything fits perfect into each other. That's cool. The only thing that I don't like so much is how the connection between the belt buckle and the belt itself is done. It's only an optical connection, you don't really need it, but as you can see, we got these two studs here, and they are not on the same level. There is maybe half a plate difference. And or is it even a whole plate? I don't know, but you can see that this stat is not on the same level as that stat. Well, and now when we now we have this 2x2 curved slope, and when we put it on here, it is only interlocked with one stat, and the stat behind here has no connection at all. So the clutch power of these things is enough, but my inner Adrian Monk isn't satisfied with this solution. Step 530. I'm really not a Lego Technic guy. This brick over here, it's absolutely new to me. It's a 2x2 brick modified with pinholes and rotation joint, ball half, and it isn't used since 2004, almost 20 years. And it appeared in over 140 sets, but I never stumbled across it until now. Step 539. We got another missing piece. This time the sandcrawler had to lend me this reddish-brown 1x4 plate. We are building one of the Gamorrean's arms right now, and well, that guy has two arms, so I'm quite sure that we will need another one of those plates. I think next time I will place my order somewhere else. Step 659. I'm missing more and more parts. This time I'm missing this light bluish gray 1x2 plate modified with bar handle. And well, my sandcrawler is going to lose all his parts, my poor buddy. I'm going to use this reddish brown plate modified because there aren't any of these plate modifieds in light bluish gray used for that sandcrawler. And well, I think I have used one of those in black in my Balrog, but I don't want to start to take apart another set too. And it doesn't matter if I use this reddish brown one or, like shown in the instructions, this this light bluish gray one, because what we are doing is we are building a part of the Gamorrean's armor, like this one, and it's hard to see. Somewhere down there the whole thing is connected to the arm with the help of these plate modifieds. And yeah, I'm doing this right now for the other arm, and you won't be able to see it later on. By the way, here are the clips where the armor gets connected later. And I'm starting to destroy my build. Where did that come from? I think from here. Huh? Or did it not? Yeah, it did come from there. And it's repaired again. Step 732. The build is complete. And have a look at our fella here. Doesn't he look amazing? This is such an awesome build. I really like his head. So much detail is in there. His eyes, his big nose, and his huge chin. His teeth. He got his horns and his steel enforced leather helmet. It's just great. His shoulders are protected by armor. His torso is just great. And I especially like his toes. His feet look so funny with these 8 toes. That's really great. He got hands and attached to his arms, and these hands can be moved very easily, as you can see. And you can also move his arms. But I have to say, this is the weak point in the set, because the arms don't hold too well in place. There is not so much grip. That's also the reason why the arm with the axe is hanging down like this, and the Gamorrean can't hold it like shown in the building instructions. We can give the whole joint a bit more grip by simply removing those 2 tiles over here. Get off, yeah. And then let's reconnect the arm. It's not so easy to do with just one hand. And now the arm will hold a tiny bit better in place. Will stay a bit better in place like this. And yeah, it also would help on this side. So we would be able to hold the axe up like this, but not much more. That's all the grip has got to offer here. Well, the connection between the torso, the lower body part, and the legs is just amazing. You could use this part as a baseball bat. It's so sturdy, it's incredible. It's an amazing build. The head, on the other hand, doesn't stay in place too well. It won't fall off if you just wobble it a bit around and so, but it's very easy to remove just like this, and you can see it's only stays in place by this giant round brick here. Let's try to reattach it. But the guy stays in place, he won't topple down, so that's great. I mean, you won't play with him. He isn't really a minifigure, he is a mega figure. So that's not meant to use him as a playset. The details are just so crazy. Let's have a look at the back side of his legs. There you can see we got these negative studs also up here. And yeah, it's where normal studs would be placed when you want to sit him on a brick or a plate or whatever. I got a little Gamorrean minifigure right here. Oops. Oh, come on, little guy. And as you can see, he got these holes also. These are the negative studs which I'm talking about. Albo.Lego mentioned on his replicable side that he would have preferred to have used not these green bricks, but bricks in olive green, like our minifigure Gamorrean does look like. But Not all of these bricks used here do exist in olive green as Lego bricks, and that's why he went with normal green bricks. I didn't use that many Lego bricks. I used a lot of bricks by alternative companies. So, yeah, I could have used bricks in olive green. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't checked it. I just went with Alberto's configuration, and so he got this normal green skin color. But I don't think it's a problem. This looks really great. It's amazing. It's such an awesome build. Well, I think I'm going to build more of those. I'm going to build more of those mega figures Alberto has published as building instructions. It's so awesome. It's just a great minifigure, mega figure. I'm sorry, mega figure. And you can see how huge it is. This is a normal minifigure, and the mega figure really is mega.